Republican Congresswoman Lisa McClain of Michigan, who is chair of the House Republican Conference. So we're going to the top on this one. Congresswoman, it's great to see you. Thank you for joining us once again on Bloomberg TV and radio. The CBO says $3.4 trillion in deficit spending over 10 years. You're going to tell me they're wrong. How come?
Yeah, well, it's the bottom line that counts, provided you know how to count. And here's just one area that they're wrong in. The CBO used the growth rate at 1.8%. Okay, historically, growth rate has been anywhere from 2.2 to 2.3%. For every 0.01% of growth that we get, you know, from 1.8 to 1.9, that's about $1.5 trillion of revenue that they're off by. If we just use the historic growth rate, let's just even come in lower at 2%, there's your savings right there. So again, it's the bottom line that counts, provided you know how to count. We haven't had 1.8 growth. Go ahead.
No, Congresswoman, I was going to say, on the heels of the CBO report, we are also getting polling about this package. There was a poll out last week from the Associated Press that found about 2/3 of U.S. adults expect that the one big beautiful bill will help the rich. I wonder why you think Republicans might be having a hard time marketing this bill, and what you're telling your members as they're about to head home in August and meet with their constituents in town halls.
What I'm telling the members is go out there and tell the truth. The Democrats are lying. They're fear-mongering. When they have no plan, no vision, and no leader, that's all they can do. So let's actually take a look at the facts. The Democrats voted to have Americans' taxes almost double. Let's take a look at the facts. You know, those crazy things called the facts. The Democrats voted for the largest tax increase in possibly history. What we did was make sure that we extended the tax cut. If we would have voted with the Democrats, let's take a look at someone who's in the 12% tax bracket, those folks that are making about $48,000 a year. The Democrats wanted their taxes to increase from 12% to 25%. Last I checked, if you're making $48,000 in America, you're not exactly the rich. But that's the spin that the Democrats are putting right now. So what I'm encouraging my members, go home and tell the truth. Go home and tell them that you secured the largest tax break in their lifetime while the Democrats voted to raise working families' taxes.
I don't know if you heard Becca Balance speaking with us a bit earlier, a Democrat from Vermont, Congresswoman, but she suggested that you have betrayed members on the other side of the aisle by passing the rescissions package that clawed back congressionally approved funding. And I know that this was knocked around for a while. There were concerns about rural radio stations closing. There were concerns about USAID, PEPFAR, and so forth. It's passed. Russ Vought says that there will be more bigger rescissions packages coming. And Democrats say then we're not partners in negotiating a budget for the next fiscal year because you can't be trusted. You'll just have another rescissions package. How would you answer them? And does that mean we shut down the government in September?
We are going to have another rescissions package. I am hard-pressed, and I will debate anyone who thinks that the government runs so efficiently that we can't find savings. $9 billion. You're telling me that the government runs so efficiently that we need to continue. Listen, $1 million for voter ID in Haiti. Now, the Democrats don't want voter ID in America, but they want voter ID in Haiti. I mean, come on. It's just absolutely
What
comical.
else do you cut? If there's a second rescissions package, what do you have your eyes on?
Well, everything's on the table. So let me start with that. There is so much bloat. There is so much waste, so much fraud, so much abuse. Trust me, I think we can find some other savings for the American people who work so hard to pay their taxes. We can do better for those American people.
All right. Congresswoman, we also want to ask you about the future of Jerome Powell at the Federal Reserve. You sit on the House Financial Services Committee. The administration is calling on Congress to launch an investigation into the renovations at the Federal Reserve. Do you think, and will Congress launch an investigation?
Well, I don't want to get ahead of everybody, but I think everything is on the table, and I think we're going to take a look at where those dollars are being spent. See, what we want to do as Republicans is make sure the old Reagan saying, people are getting value for their dollar. Americans work really hard for their money. We want to make sure if they give government a dollar in the form of taxes, that it's being spent wisely, efficiently, and effectively. And if it's not, you're darn right we are going to call for an investigation.
All right, Republican Congresswoman Lisa McClain of Michigan, the chair of the House Republican Conference, thank you so much for joining Bloomberg.